Hey peeps, Erin Zemaria here. So I was having a conversation with so many people, but a conversation with a good projector friend of mine. And she was sort of talking about her living environment. And she was like, oh, I guess I'm in this situation where I'm kind of happy to leave because she's moving. She's like, I'm kind of happy to leave because, I guess like it's okay that I don't fit in here, that I'm not really part of the generator reality. And she's, of course, a projector. Don't forget to follow, like, share around, all that sort of stuff. And I just said, a generator's never going to get what a projector is. Like, never, ever, ever. And if you're a generator and you think you are, you're never, ever, ever going to get it. You might intellectually grasp a concept, but you're never going to get what it feels like. And just like other designs are never going to quite get what it feels like to live in your auric reality, no matter who you are, right? So a manifestor lives in a frickin' repelling bubble that's always pushing out, essentially. It's always pushing out with impact. You are never going to get what it feels like to be in an aura that does that all the time, and the impact that has on your life, to always have an auric impact outwards, like the manifestor does. I observe the manifestor with fascination because they're such interesting creatures. But I don't for a second imagine I know what it's like to live in their body, right? And I'm quad right, so I kind of become the other. I kind of get an impression of it. And yet I am never going to get what it's like, just like with anyone, to really know what it's like to be that person. But a projector does have a unique construct within them, and that is they are deeply penetrative into the other, and quite specifically into the generator. And whilst the manifestor and the reflector have Teflon or repelling auras, so basically the projector aura doesn't get in there. So we find them fascinating because, of course, we can't get in. There is this quality between projectors and generators where we have an ability to kind of see in, to experience a little bit, to understand. And as a projector, you end up in a reality where you think everybody else is like you, especially when you don't know you're a projector. So you're wandering around out there before you know you're a projector, going, why don't people see me like I see them? Well, the generator has a surface aura. It has, so that it can do the work, so that it can get on with things. It has this way of glossing over the surface. It is a porous surface aura. And it's really designed to look at itself. Its pathway to enlightenment is through self-reflection. And so it's turned in on self. And so they are terrible at taking things personally, because they're always looking out there about, like, someone does something that's inconsiderate and they go, why would they do this to me? And I'm like, they're not actually doing it to you. They're doing it for their own purpose. And you're making it personal because you're turned in on yourself. Your auric reality is to do that. And so that's just a mechanistic thing that you're just not aware of. And so you're making it personal. But it isn't. They're doing their own thing for themselves. And of course, 20% of the world is actually trying to do shit for other people, whether they're invited or not half the time. And, there's an incorrectness there. But the truth is, and I've had generators say some funny things to me. I had one say to me once, and he will probably listen to this, and one say to me once, oh yes, I was discussing with such and such how you use your projectorness as an excuse or as a way to stay, like as a defense mechanism, essentially. And I'm like, so two generators got together and discussed what it's like to be in a projector aura. Oh, right. Okay, do tell me about exactly what you've decided there. You will never, ever know, my generator friends, what it is like to live in a life where, hey, Grace, another projector just listening in there, where you are constantly looking at the success of the other. You will never get it. You are not designed that way. You will never know what it's like, that the way you get to feel success, the way you get to feel like life is worth it, is that person over there that invited you, that you felt to help, is going to be successful eventually. You'll never get what that's like. You'll never get what it's like to be a projector mother and to totally dedicate yourself. And I'm doing very particular here because the people who are listening, to totally dedicate yourself to the success of your child, to the success of your partner, to the success of the household in a way that is completely turned outwards towards everyone else and not turned in towards yourself. You will never get it, my generator friends. And so when my friend said, oh, you know, some generators get me, I'm like, nope, they don't, they can't. They're not designed that way. What a generator can do is they can understand they will never get it. They can mechanistically, logically, intellectually grab it. They will never know what it feels like to be turned out like that, because that is not what they're here for. And this is not about guilt. This is not about coulda, shoulda, woulda. This is not about, well, people should learn. This is about reality. And the mechanistic reality is, whilst a projector may understand and get a generator because they are designed to, and they are designed to help guide generators and sacral energy, a generator will never, ever, ever get it. And whilst I'm doing this talk, I also want to say to my manifestor friends, you will never, ever get it. You'll never get it. And in a way, you probably never quite get the generator either, because your world is so interestingly insular, so that you can be this incredible creative being that pulls things in from 5D to 3D. And I find you fascinating, and I honor the job that you do, because I can't do it. And there's no way a being that's turned outwards to help other people could possibly do your job. But you will never get what it's like to do mine. And a generator will never get what it's like to do mine. And a reflector, they get to sample it. That's always an interesting one. They get to sample it, and they get to see you, and they kind of get like the reflector when it samples, and I can't even imagine what that's like. I'm explaining something intellectually. I guess I can. I guess my quad rightness gives me kind of a concept, but it's not the same as the reflector, and I will never get what it's like to have nothing to hold on to. Like the reflector has nothing to hold on to, right? It is constantly being moved by the moon. It's this watery, lunar bizarreness. And none of you are ever going to get it except for a reflector, because it's such a unique wisdom gathering snapshot. It gets a glimpse of people. It does not get the depth that a projector gets. It does not get that. It cannot get the depth the projector gets. It can gather wisdom across many, many different auras. It can get an overall picture. It can almost be objective, which none of the rest of us will get, right? Because we're all incredibly subjective. It's still subjective, but it has the possibility of almost being objective because of the way it uses different auras, because of the way it takes 29 days to use the moon to gather wisdom. But only really if it's correct. I've seen them be very incorrect and run as if they're pure sacrals and make knee-jerk decisions and do all sorts of bizarre stuff. But that's because they're looking to lock into something, because they are floating out there in complete openness, or almost complete openness. And you're never going to know what that feels like unless you're a reflector. And so I started this to hold space actually for my friend and for all projectors out there, to slap you upside the head and tell you to stop expecting generators to get you, because they're never going to get you. And to slap my generator friends upside the head. And some of them get this already. They know full well, especially those that really have dived deep into studying human design. They're like, I can intellectually cognate it. And I have these discussions with my friends, but they're like, but they know they don't get it. Because it's wild. It's just a wild concept. Someone that is completely here for the other. That is not about themselves and the way that a generator is. And it's just how it is. It's a mechanism. And so to my generator friends, do not judge what you do not know. Ask more questions. Take a leaf out of the projector book. If you want to understand more, ask a question instead of assuming that you could possibly understand. And yes, it's an unfair advantage, because in a weird way, a projector does understand you, and that's the difference. Have a great day. Erin Zen Warrior signing out. Please comment, do all the things. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful. And to my projector friends, It's okay to be watching the fish instead of trying to be a fucking fish, because you are not a fish. You are just someone watching the fish do their thing. Have a great day. Erin Zen Warrior signing out.